So, do I think you should get Stellar Blade? Yes, especially if you're a fan of action games and modern action games at that. And even if you're not, but you're curious, I think it deserves your time because I also think it's one of the more newcomer friendly action games of the modern day because it's hype as f, it's flashy, it makes you feel like you're pulling off cool stuff. Combat while having multiple tools at your disposal. It doesn't all feel necessary to get through the encounters. There are several accessibility settings in the game that change aspects of the visual and physical experience, as well as there's a setting that will basically turn the combat into a giant quick time event if you so desire. There's not a gigantic skill tree, and the one that's here is pretty easy to understand. And there's also not a million pieces of equipment to have to sort through, and upgrading them is fairly straightforward. Levels are not complicated, and if you care to do extra stuff, you can, but if not, it's always clear on what you need to do to progress the main story. And lastly, the fan service I know can be a point of contention for people, and it is definitely not helped by the community for this game. I would not let that deter you because, to my surprise, the game itself doesn't actually really even focus on that. And I was preparing to be bombarded with it when I started playing. Yes, it is there, but it's really only on how people dress. It's never really due to like camera shots or anything like that forcing you to look at something. Overall, I really enjoyed the time I spent with this game. Even despite some of the grievances I had, every time I stepped away from it, I just could not wait to jump back in. And even when I finished, I was kind of sad, almost like I was having withdrawals. And then even jumping into New Game Plus for this review, I got that feeling of like, I could really go through this entire game again. And I'm not one to replay games like that, at least not back to back. So that really speaks to the quality and replayability of this game. For their first AAA outing, Shift Up has really given us a hit. And I feel like if you dismiss it, you're doing yourself a disservice.